Okay, so I have some thoughts. Berserk chapter 359 just came out, well, dropped online, leaked online, whatever it is. There was an English translation. Not sure the accuracy of it all, but anyways, I checked it out. I read it through twice, just to try to fully grasp everything that's happening. So here's just a quick brief my thoughts and review of Berserk chapter 359. Obviously, heavy spoilers abound in this video, so if you don't want to know, if you want to read it for yourself, which you really should do, before listening to any reviews, you should definitely go do that. But warnings out of the way, heavy spoiler talk here. So this chapter finally takes us back to the Elf Island where we last left off with Guts and his party. The last few chapters have been about Griffith. It's been quite a while since we've been back to the Elf Island where Casca's memories were restored. However, before, in the previous chapter with them, basically her memories kind of went up to the point where she rescued Griffith, and then from the dungeon, and then everything after that seemed to be pretty hazy. So we weren't really sure exactly what Casca remembered and what she didn't, though she did say that she remembered a lot of the time she spent kind of when she had lost her mind through the travels, through the journeys. She knows who the characters are. She knows who Farnese is that took care of her, and Shirake and all those characters. So she's aware of them and the stuff that they went through, but there's that big hazy area of, well, we all know what area that is. And where we last left off, Guts came to meet her, and she screamed and freaked out, and we didn't know what was happening, and then there was just this big gap of time where we went to Griffith chapters, and we were just like, what the hell is going on? Well, we're back now, and it cuts a little bit further than that. We don't get to see what happened right exactly after that. We get to see a little bit further where the Elf Island Queen, she's giving Casca a haircut, and she goes back to her kind of original look. She's got her short hair, and she's in an outfit that she can fight in, and oh my god, she looks so good and amazing in this outfit. This Elf Island, like, Casca fighting uniform, whatever it is, her new sword, her new haircut, everything about that just looks fantastic. And, you know, she comes out, she presents herself, her new look to the group. Everyone except Guts is there. And they all basically just swoon over her, especially Isidro, who basically has a crush on her. And I love this little line from Puck. Again, you guys know I don't love fourth wall breaks, but this one was just perfect. Where Isidro's like, man, it seems like we've been through so much. And then Puck is like, yeah, almost like 20 years worth. Which I thought was really funny. Really good fourth wall break. Even though I'm not a big fan of fourth wall breaks. But yeah, they all seem to swoon over her, and you know, she thanks everybody. She thanks Farnese specifically, and Farnese starts to break down in tears because she feels like she never did enough to protect her, and it's just a big, like, emotional... I was getting emotional while reading it. And basically, the Elf Queen, Danon, she's still a relatively new character, so I'm trying to remember her name. Danon, she brings out some kind of animated Viking armor things, basically, that have an enchantment so they can't hurt anybody, and they basically are like, you know, if Casca, you want to test your skills, it's been a really long time since you've been a fighter, you know, you can fight these things and you won't have to worry about damage, go ahead and try. And Casca fucks them up. Casca just, like, bam, you know, everything kind of comes back to her. She's a bit weaker than before, that she states, but basically she remembers how to fight, she remembers swordplay, and she's able to take these things out. And seeing that, Isidro's just like, okay, Guts was training me, but I want you to train me now, which, again, I thought was really funny. And also, you guys know I'm not the biggest Isidro fan, but he's just made me laugh a lot in this issue. So basically, things seem good. Things seem positive. But what happened with the reunion between Guts and Casca, where we left off? Okay, things seem happy. I like seeing Casca back. I like seeing her interact with the other characters, but where's Guts? So it cuts to Guts still down by the tree where they were supposed to meet, and he's hanging out there, and apparently... basically through context clues, we get the idea that he tried to go meet with Casca, and she had sort of like a PTSD breakdown, and so he just removed himself from the situation, and she was able to kind of, like, recover and, you know, get back to herself. So basically Gus is just trying to stay away from her to not have that happen again, which is really, really sad because we really wanted to see a reunion of these two lovers back together. But anyways, they do go back down towards the tree to not see Guts, and it's really, really sad because Guts is on the other side of the tree, and Casca can't see him, but she's there, she's aware that he's there, and she starts to talk to him. And she talks about how, you know, it's so funny to her that he took on a pupil in Isidro. You know, it's something he never would have done back in the day. And then she mentions that Isidro kind of reminds her, his swordsman skills kind of remind her of judo. And just the mention of judo causes her to have another kind of PTSD flashback. And again, we're not really 100% sure of what exactly she remembers between the time period of rescuing Griffith and losing her mind and becoming, you know, the character that she's been for the past 20 years. So we're not really sure, but she has flashbacks of judo, and we actually see judo from her POV, where in the Eclipse segment we see Casca from judo's POV, and it's kind of the opposite of that, which I thought was really cool. But it causes her to kind of freak out, and Guts comes behind the tree to try to help her, and then seeing Guts again just makes things so much worse, and she basically has like a little seizure and freaks out. And so basically the idea is she can't look at Guts. Every time she looks at Guts, her body just impulsively like takes over into like a seizure PTSD flashback, which is horrible because we just want Casca and Guts to finally be reunited and together, and they were able to talk to each other a little bit, like I said, from behind the tree, but as soon as she saw him, just images and flashbacks and all this stuff. And so what is going to happen with this between the two of them? Will she be able to ever look at Guts? Will she be able to face this? I mean, Berserk has always dealt with trauma and PTSD and facing trauma and all of that kind of stuff, but this is a big one. This is, you know, we waited so long to see Guts, you know, take this journey to try to heal Casca and bring her to this elf island to get all this stuff done, and now we're not really sure if they're ever going to actually be able to really have a face-to-face conversation, let alone ever touch each other again. So it's really sad and unfortunate, and once again Guts removes himself from the situation when this happens. He walks away. The burden he is forced to bear in order to try to help Casca be Casca again. And then in the final panel, in the distance, we see our boy Skull Knight, motherfucking Skull Knight, who we haven't seen since, what, volume 34, when he tried to attack Griffith, and Griffith fucked up his Baelot sword and spread the astral world onto the real world. And kind of like the biggest defeat ever for Skull Knight, and he's been MIA since then. So this is his first appearance in the Fantasia arc at all, and he has made his way to the Elf Island, and he's watching Guts from a distance. And let's see, what I still have the chapter pulled up. What does he say? He says she still can't see him, and that's basically that's all he says. And the narration says, the night appears as the recurring nightmare widens the gulf between the two. What are his intentions? And what are Skull Knight's intentions at this point? Is he there to get Guts to help him, you know, take down Griffith and the God Hand and whatnot? Now that Casca is healed, is he going to be like, okay, you know, you achieved what you wanted to achieve. I need some help in taking out this guy, and I know you want to take out this guy, so let's go. Is he going to try to take Guts off the island? Is he going to have some kind of way to help this problem between Guts and Casca? Is he going to have some way where maybe he can help her as well? We know he's been kind of steadily helping them out throughout the series, but he's got his own kind of agenda too, and I'm not sure how much precedence he puts into the relationships between Guts and his party. He's kind of he might be more about the overall mission than that, but we don't know. So that's the chapter, and it's to be continued, and I don't see a date for the next chapter. So in a year and a half from now, when we get another chapter and it goes back to Griffith, and then you know, I don't know, we'll see. But that's it. That's my basic thoughts and about it, and where I thought the chapter was going to go, because we saw Griffith in the previous chapter looking at the moon, and his hair perhaps changing color, so maybe he's the Moonlight Boy. I thought he was going to show up here and be as the Moonlight Boy and be able to be the bridge between Guts and Casca as their child. I thought that was going to be that, and that might still happen. I don't know. So we will find out at some point. When, I don't know, but I just want to get my thoughts out real quick, because, wow, that's... it didn't give me everything I wanted, but it was something, and it's a direction. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? If you read the chapter, what do you guys think down below of what's going to happen? Will they ever be able to figure this out between the two of them. Will Guts and Casca ever be able to look at each other again? I don't know. Comment down below. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me what you think. And if there's another chapter, I'll review it. Other than that, you can check out my Berserk analysis videos series as well to get your Berserk fix. So thanks for watching. Give this a thumbs up. Talk to you next time.